Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, we'll give you updates from the shooting in Las Vegas, where last night the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. modern history took the lives of at least 50 people.
And later, we'll show you how Iowa students are getting a first hand at stage combat.
The Iowa football team traveled to East Lansing to take on the Michigan State Spartans, and we did a sit-down interview with Iowa soccer's newest assistant head coach to get to know her a little better.
Clouds, rain, and sunshine. Find out more in weather.
All that and more coming up on this Monday morning edition of Daily Iowan TV.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Iowan TV starts right now.
Good morning and thank you for tuning in. I'm Alexis Tansey.
And I'm Ethan Gutstein. Last night, a mass shooting on the Las Vegas Strip took the lives of at least 50 people and injured 400 others.
And some are already calling it the most deadly mass shooting in U.S. history. The gunman, 64-year-old Stephen Paddock, began open fire at a country music festival off of the Las Vegas Strip Sunday night. Paddock shot from the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Hotel onto the crowd. Las Vegas Sheriff Joseph Lombardo says Paddock shot and killed himself before the police could get to him. Lombardo said the police believe there to be well over 50 people dead, but are unsure of an exact number. Among the dead were several off-duty police officers. If you are looking for a missing loved one, you can call 1-866-535-5654. Daily Iowan TV will have updates as the story develops.
The UI issued a hawk alert this weekend to warn students of an armed robbery that occurred near campus. The alert was initially sent out at 10:45 p.m. on Friday, stating the robbery happened near Reno Residence Hall and near the construction of the new College of Pharmacy. A hawk alert was issued once again later on Saturday, once more when details about the incident became available. The victim was approached by two men, one of whom had a gun. After taking an undisclosed amount of cash, the suspects fled the scene. The UI Police Department is still investigating the incident, but are warning students to always be aware of their surroundings, trust their instincts, and call 911 immediately if they ever feel uneasy about a situation.
The National Cancer Institute has renewed the 5-year grant for Specialized Program of Research Excellence. Despite cuts in federal funding, the $12.4 million grant collaboration with Mayo Clinic supports research in lymphoma at the UI Holden Comprehensive Cancer Center. Lymphoma is a type of cancer that attacks the body's immune system. Stakes are high, with fewer than 20% of applicants receiving funding annually. Since 2002, the UI Mayo Clinic research has received more than $46 million in federal funding.
Thousands of people gathered outside of Hansher Auditorium last night to see Broadway star Leslie Odom Jr. perform in a free concert. Odom Jr. is a Tony Award winner best known for his role as Aaron Burr in the hit musical Hamilton. Be sure to tune in tomorrow as Daily Iowan TV reporter Kaylin Cluck has the full story on Hansher's big night. We have all seen action scenes in movies and plays, but have you ever wondered how they make it look so real? One group of students on campus come together and create an organization that practices the art of stage combat. Daily Iowan TV reporter Noah Gowdy said he went up to see what goes on as they get set up to do the action scenes.
Punches, kicks, throws, and so much more. That is what the fight-inclined student thespians are learning how to do currently for their new organization on campus known as FIST. FIST is an organization that allows students from all backgrounds to come together and perfect the art of stage combat.
A lot of us got together last semester and we took a stage combat class and we decided that was a lot of fun and we wanted to do it all the time.
That was the moment they all decided they needed to do something, and that was when they created FIST.
It's a real niche thing, but the people who are interested live and die by it.
The art of stage combat may look like people hurting each other, but it is actually the complete opposite.
I've always considered stage combat as more dance than martial art because what you're trying to do is just tell a story between two people that to an audience has to look in the moment and natural, when really it takes hours of training and coordination to make it look safe and believable.
That dance is actually a carefully orchestrated routine made to look real, but what you don't see is the angles they use to make it look that way. To show you how it really works, Here is a punch that would be performed during a scene. Now here is that same punch, but from a different angle. That is just some of the precision, safety, and use of angles that the group utilizes to make stage combat look as real as possible.
Like the major focus of this group is having fun with this theatrical art.
The group plans to continue to expand and help those find a safe place to practice the art of stage combat. Reporting from the University of Iowa, Noah Gowdy, Daily Iowan TV.
Well, Ethan, it's really been starting to feel like fall with the cool temperatures we've been having this weekend.
I know, right? On the way to work, it was drizzling and cloudy, but I really hope that's not what it's like going to be like for the rest of the week. So let's toss it over to Susanna in the weather studio to find out what this weekend has in store.
This weekend weather is looking to be a bit all over the place. Today, the high will reach 85 degrees and we'll see the sun occasionally as we are expecting partially cloudy skies. Tuesday, we won't be seeing much of the sun with more clouds in the sky during the day and the high increasing to 83 degrees. Now let's take a look at our 5-day extended forecast. Wednesday, there is a 90% chance of rain and thunderstorms throughout the entire day, and the high will reach 72 degrees, and that rain may carry on into Thursday. Friday, those clouds will clear out and we will have mostly sunny skies, but with only a high of 66 degrees during the day and a low of 46 degrees in the evening. Saturday and Sunday are looking to be both rainy as well. Saturday will be a bit chillier, but on Sunday, the high will increase slightly to 75 degrees to end your weekend. That's all for weather. Ethan and Alexis, back to you.
The kickoff to Kinnick 5K was held this past Saturday morning. This year, the UI teamed up with Dance Marathon to host this event and donated the proceeds all to the kids. Runners began the 3.1-mile route on Hawkins Drive and ended the run right inside Kinnick Stadium. After the event, runners and spectators gathered outside the stadium to celebrate with hot dogs and burgers.
O.J. Simpson returned to Las Vegas after his early morning release from Nevada Lovelock Correctional Institute at 12:08 Sunday morning. Simpson was arrested for armed robbery about a decade ago and has been in prison ever since. At his parole hearing in July, Simpson promised the board he would meet his parole conditions and said, quote, "I'm not a guy who lived a criminal life." Simpson currently does not have permission to leave the state of Nevada without prior approval from his parole officer. While Simpson desires to return to Florida in the future, the Florida Corrections Department said that they have not received a request to oversee Simpson's parole.
All right, well, after the Penn State game, I was really hoping that they would beat Michigan State.
Yeah, it was a disappointing weekend again for Iowa football, but let's toss it over to Jacob in the sports studio to find out more about the game.
Thanks, guys. The Iowa football team had some struggles in this weekend against East Lansing. They couldn't establish the run game, and that led to problems all over the field. They weren't able to get their first conference win, but the defense held their own against the Spartans. Lucy Rodine has more.
The Iowa defense came out against Michigan State following a game where they gave up over 500 yards to Penn State. And when the Spartans scored 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, the defense had to make a change.
We came out dead, but, we just got to bounce back because, it's a long game. So when they scored, it was pivotal for us to bounce back.
Just got to communicate better. Got to see things faster, got to recognize things. Got to get the call, got to play it, so just got to communicate better.
I think that starts off with us in the first half. We didn't play like we wanted to. We need to be more efficient, be able to get all hats to the ball, and we didn't do that right in the first half, and we had some mental mistakes, missed tackles, and things that are going to bite you later. So we need to play the full 4 quarters if we're going to want to win games like that, and I wouldn't blame anything on anybody else but the defense on that game.
After a sluggish first quarter, the Iowa defense got it done for the rest of the game. But unfortunately, for the second time in 2 weeks, the defense did their part, but it just wasn't enough as the offense struggled and the defense suffered.
I don't think anybody's ready to hit the panic button, but we need to hit the improve button. That's what we need to do right now, and just focus on what we can do over the next 6 days to get better as a team and try to win our next ball game.
The Fighting Illini are last in the conference in total offense, so the defense should have an easier task ahead next week. Reporting from Spartan Stadium in East Lansing, Michigan, this has been Lucy Rodine for Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Unfortunately for the Hawks, defensive back Manny Rugumbo was out against Michigan State with an injury. Hopefully he'll be back on the field next week. And although they couldn't pull off the win, Josie Jewell had himself quite a game with a team-high 16 total tackles, 3 of which were for a loss. Jewell is up for the Lot Impact Player of the Week. Every player that wins the Lot Impact Player of the Week is held in consideration for the Lot Impact Trophy, awarded at the end of the year. Fans can vote online at www.lotimpacttrophy.com/vote until 7 p.m. tonight. A former Minnesota Soccer All-American traded in her Gopher Burgundy for some Hawkeye gold as she accepted a position on the Hawkeye soccer coaching staff. Daily Iowan TV's Will Silverstein has more.
The Hawkeyes are now led by assistant head coach Molly Rouse. Her players hope to take what she's taught them into conference season. Rouse was hired over the summer, which meant she could not meet with her players and only had the chance to meet with coaches Diani and Tanaskevich for 7 days.
A lot of communication via phone, computer, and then we spent maybe 1 week together on campus planning preseason. So it was very difficult all the way around for us, but more so for Molly, where Molly was here for 7 days and then left for 5 days because she got married and got hired, got hired late.
Girls are a really good group of girls, and they were awesome at making me feel a part of the team right away, and they connected with me pretty quickly. So it's been it was an interesting situation, but I think that it ended up working out really, really well, which was awesome.
Rouse has had an immediate impact on this team, and no one can tell you that more than coaches Diani and Tanaskevich.
I'm not old enough to be a kid's father yet. I'm kind of like an older brother kind of guy, and probably she's like an older sister type of girl. Interact on a little bit more personable basis, and I think that's huge for kids these days. They're just to be able to have a female presence.
And Molly had an elite Big Ten, experience, and then was also a pro. So, and we've seen the benefits already.
You were saying, I think that I have a lot of relatability with the girls, and can kind of be, their sounding board when they have questions about things. And so it's just been an interesting new experience for me.
Reporting from the Iowa Soccer Complex, this is Will Silverstein, Daily Iowan, TV Sports.
The Hawks are set to take on Rutgers and Maryland this weekend at the Iowa Soccer Complex. That's it for us in the sports studio. Be sure to tune in tonight for Around the Big Ten with Lucy Rodin and Natalie Accapetti, and Top 10 Plays of the Week tomorrow night with Bo Bowman and Will Silverstein. Guys, back to you.
Season 7 winners of America's Got Talent, the Ole Dogs, will be performing at the Englert Theater in downtown Iowa City tomorrow night. The Ole Dogs are an act filled with pet tricks, comedy, cycling, and juggling. The show will start at 7 p.m. with tickets costing $25.
Starting Tuesday morning, the audio from our broadcast will be aired on KRUI-FM. KRUI is the University of Iowa's student-led radio station. Check out the Daily Iowan at 8:30 a.m. on 89.7 FM or go to krui.fm to stream the audio on your web device. That's all we have for you on this Monday morning edition of Daily Iowan TV.
Be sure to head over to dailyiowan.com for all your latest news between Monday and Friday.
If that isn't enough of the Daily Iowan for you, be sure to check out our print edition of the news on Stands Now.
For Daily Iowan TV, I'm Ethan Gutstein.
And I'm Alexis Tansey. Have a good day, Iowa City, and happy homecoming week, Hawkeyes.
Breaking down barriers long before we knew they existed. Dottie Ray, a revolutionary trailblazer and Iowa City radio personality for over 50 years. Foundation builder for journalists. Please join us in sharing Dottie Ray's story on the big screen. After the showing, a panel discussion about Dottie's life will follow. It's all part of Habitat for Humanity's She Built the Future. For more information, please contact Habitat for Humanity.